still. Oh, what's up? Hey, hello, everyone. What an awesome episode. It was a hashtag blindside, episode 5 of the season 31 of Survivor's Second Chance. Little weird there. We weren't sure if the live stream started or not, so that's awkward. But yes, last week, guess who? I got a prophecy point. We're going to start doing, we love alliteration here on Survivor Scholars, so we're doing prophecy points. So since on the last recap episode, I guessed that Monica would be getting voted out this episode. Look who's got a point. And so my name is Rachel.
And I'm Alyssa. And so this episode, we're just going to be recapping what happened this past episode because we have a lot to say about the stuff that's going to happen in the future. So tomorrow, which is Saturday, we'll hopefully be posting another video, and that video will probably contain spoilers. So just a heads up now, if you don't want spoilers, you might not want to watch that.
Yeah, we'll talk tribe swap next week, and then also the player that is going to be leaving the game. Very sad.
So this week we opened up with a scene from Anchor after they came from tribal council, and Wu was like, "I'm so happy, man." I was like, "You go, Wu."
Yeah, it was cute, very cute. Wu was gracious, and then Abby was like, I don't like when people owe me things, but that was just like Abby. Abby, I don't understand.
Abby's thought process was a little weird. I was so disappointed she didn't get voted out. If she got voted out, I could have gotten a prophecy point. Speaking of which, Rachel's prediction was actually like crazy accurate. Like when it started happening, I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what Rachel said would happen.
I know. I should like drop out of school and become a prophet. My true
I'm not
calling.
sure that's how that works.
Yeah, but it was so crazy. Like I was like, Bion would lose, and then they did, and then they were going to vote out Kelly, or like, so what I said Spencer for my prophecy, but then they were choosing Kelly, and then Monica shot herself in the foot by saying that female lions thing, which we'll talk about at the end of the show. So I guess we can start segueing into Monica and Kimmy over that clam battle.
So, Rachel and I were texting each other as this episode was going on, and we were like discussing the clan battle and who we thought was in the right. Because like obviously like clams breed, but they don't breed at such a fast rate that if you only leave like 2 in the water that they're gonna reproduce in the 39 days that you're on the island. And it's like you don't wanna like eat all you can on like day 6, or I guess this would be like day 11, and then like not have anything and have to swim really far out on day 39. But we're totally on Monica's side for this fight. Just saying.
Yeah, I was on Monica's side while watching the episode, but then thinking about it, I don't know. It's like Kimmy does have a sound argument. I can see like eat it all now because they might not be on this beach tomorrow. So, and you can always try to trade Jeff Probst for some stuff like in San Juan del Sur. They could trade, give him the tarper, give him something to get some more food. They're not going to let you die, I guess. So it's good. It was sort of like the chicken fight from Kimmy's season, but Kimmy kept it under control and she only lashed out in her confessional. So good for Kimmy, I feel like. She didn't go crazy on screen towards Monica.
Yep, but I think that was the first strike against Monica as far as Kimmy went, and since Kimmy has at least a little bit of pull on the tribe, I don't think that it was the smartest thing for Monica to be making enemies, especially since she didn't seem to realize all that much that she was making enemies.
Yeah, this was Monica. She got a confessional, and then we were
like 3 confessionals. We were so excited.
Yeah, we were like, this could either mean a really good thing or a really bad thing. In one of Monica's confessionals, she was thinking like, we need to think in the long run, ends game, not thinking about right now. So then, maybe she's getting like a long run game the editors want to show, or she would be voted out tonight like we saw, and the producers just wanted to stick some like of her confessionals in there, so it's not just like a random person being voted out. Like, who's Monica? So she got some talking, so she'll get voted out because of that.
So after that whole clam fight, that was really the only interesting thing we saw before the reward challenge, which was an interesting challenge.
Yeah, I liked how they throwed it back to other seasons and was like, this person can get redemption if they win this challenge.
Just threw it back, not throw it back.
Oh, man.
We're
Yeah.
seniors in high school who can't even get basic grammar concepts.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
all of the challenges that we've seen so far have been lifted from other seasons, and I think that by the end of this season, season 31, every castaway is going to have their chance at redemption. Or I guess like they could possibly have challenges that no one's played before if all of the people that have played it have gone home already.
yeah, I like that whole theme of the redemption. And in this or reward challenge, I feel like Anchor and Ta Keo had a really good strategy. They put like two strong people on the two sides of the barrel while they were pushing the barrel, and then a weaker person in the middle, and then a strong person inside the barrel. So like Anchor had like Abby in the middle, and then Woo inside the barrel. So both of those teams, it was really good. They were really fast, and I think Bayan, they stuck Monica in the barrel, which I don't know. She was sort of slow with the ropes, so that wasn't good for them.
A lighter person can make it easier to roll the barrel, but at the expense of the quickness of unspooling the rope. And I think in the end, the unspooling of the rope is what costs you the most time. So, like, taking the extra, like, minute that it would take to roll a slightly heavier person might end up being worth it in the end.
Yeah, and we saw Keith is really good with balls, as he was in his own season. He mastered that skee ball thing. Like, what the heck? That was really good.
I think the most interesting thing about the immunity or the reward challenge, we keep mixing up those words. The most interesting thing about the reward challenge, and I guess the immunity challenge too, is we never really have a concept of how much time it actually took them to complete it. Like the way they cut it, they could have been rolling those balls for hours, and we wouldn't even know.
Last season, it took them like an hour to get that fix-in puzzle. That's craziness. And yeah, yes, on the ball part, I feel like, how is Jeremy so bad at rolling those balls? Like, and then Spencer came in and they swapped out and he got like 3 in a row. So it's like Jeremy acting like he's incompetent at all the challenges. Because at the hero challenge, he was like going slow too. And now he can't roll any balls into the hole.
I, I think that like no one can actually be that bad like on accident. Well, we'll save that comment for the immunity challenge, but I feel like no one can be that bad on accident.
Yeah,
But
Jeremy's
like
like,
at the same time, what does he benefit from like failing at these challenges? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I could understand like if he wanted to like vote off someone within his own tribe to make his own position in the game better, but he doesn't really have anyone that he'd need to vote out who has like a vendetta against him that he'd need to get out immediately.
yeah, I feel like if he was purposefully trying to act like suck at the challenges, he probably wants other people to think like, Jeremy, even though he looks buff, he's actually not athletic, so we don't need like to vote him out because he can't roll any of these balls and he was slow in the water last week.
I feel like part of what's making the new school game and the old school game different is that new school, as soon as they hit the beach, they're already thinking about the post merge game. And I feel like a lot of people are ignoring the pre merge portion of the game, which is just as important as far as strategy goes, just because they vote off their stronger members too early and they pretend to be weak too early, and then it ends up screwing them over in the end.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out next week. And so, yeah, we see on the Ta Keo tribe, Terry's in the water, and then he gets left out on the final 5 deal.
That's why you never want to be alone on Survivor. If you're alone, that means that everyone else has a chance to be doing something without you. But I was surprised that they decided to bring Keith. Like, who would bring Keith? Like, I love Keith, but like, uh, I feel like he's going to be on the bottom of the totem pole as far as that alliance goes.
Yeah, I feel like this alliance has potential with Keith, Sierra, Cass, Wentworth, and Joe. It was good to see, Joe and did I say Sierra?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Joe and Sierra, they were like, what are we gonna do? When the merge comes, and Joe is really thinking like, I was the strongest one on my season. They all wanted me out, so he's really trying to get more friends, so he's not the first one out at the merge. So that was good to see. But this alliance, I don't know, it has too many firecrackers. Like all these players are strong. Joe and Keith are really good at immunity. Sierra, Cass and Kelly Wentworth are all physical females that are really intelligent. So this alliance may blow up in their face depending on who is going to flip or flop.
I thought it was really interesting that they chose not to bring Terry just because, like, numbers wise, if you merge at 10 players, you want to have 6. Just because that'll give you the majority and you can just pick off the other 4, and that's when you can start worrying about, like, physical threats and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like they'll bring Terry in, like, as a sixth one who's like, they make you feel good and whatever, but like he's not like in the alliance. But it's actually good because of what's gonna happen next week that he wasn't even a part of it.
But, but, yeah, didn't they said like when they were making their alliance, oh, just keep Terry happy, just because I don't think they really want him to know about their alliance as much, just because if he knows that there's like a core 5, he's obviously gonna flip.
Yeah, and they all think because of Kelly Wentworth's throwing under the bus that Terry's all aligned with everyone on the old Ta Keo tribe. So maybe that's why they're wary of him. Yeah, so Woo's mom's heart transplant surgery. That was a very touching story, very cute, very sad. I feel connected with Woo. Potential. I see potential in Woo.
Yeah, I think he's becoming a lot more of a like an emotional player. Like we didn't really see that much of him on his season, I feel like obviously he got to the end, but like it was difficult to see him beyond him just being like chill, go with the flow.
Oh my God, I was just going to say that. Like, he was so 2D in his season, like chill surfer dude, and now he's becoming more 3D, like more dimensions. That's very good. And then, Abby tries to compare Woo's mom's heart transplant
With
to
her tendon. I feel like
oh,
Abby was expecting sympathy when like she was like, oh, my mom and my auntie. Her mom? Was it her mom? Well, like she had like
yeah.
people in her life who experienced the same thing, and it's like you can't just piggyback on someone else's story and expect the same kind of sympathy that they got. Just because
Yeah.
part of what makes it like a touching story is the fact that it's unique. So
Yeah, her story seemed like really forced and like out of place. Like, oh, Wu did this, but I have this that's one-upping Wu's did that. And so props for Tasha for, not like punching Abby in the face and keeping calm and being like, yeah, I mean, like, I totally agree with you. Like, that's good acting on her part
I
because,
can't
oh,
believe that Abby didn't realize how much BS that was. Like, sitting at home, I was just like, oh my god, Tasha, you are BSing her so much.
yeah, no, she always like those nice eye rolls that Abby doesn't see. It's just great.
Tasha, I love her. I'm so excited for her. I'm really excited for like what's gonna happen in the future just because she and Spencer and Cass are all still on and that brings a lot of exciting possibilities. And I feel
Yeah.
like Cass and Spencer both will have no reservations with teaming up with Tasha if it means getting rid of Abby.
Yes, I guess moving on to the immunity challenge. Poor Stephen Fishback.
So I was reading an article the other day. It was an interview with Jeff Probst, and he said that during the challenge walkthrough, Steven asks him, "What happens if I hit another team's target?" And Jeff was like, "Oh, that's not gonna happen." And then Steven did it.
Yeah, I think Steven wrote about that in his People's blog. And then he's like, Jeff said that, like, no one, like, it's not even possible for you to hit other people's. But poor Steven, I don't know, he's getting this sort of underdog dud edit. Hopefully, it comes to fruition and it actually turns into he's not so incapable of physical activity as they're making it out to be.
Yeah, it's sort of like I don't even know what it's like. Because in this season, he doesn't even really have like a JT that he can like share it with. Like Jeremy, kind of, but not really. So poor Steven. But it helped Anchor win, which I think they really needed, like just for their self-esteem, you know?
Yeah, it was good seeing Anchor finally win. They were all so happy. And, like, after seeing them lose so much, you want to see them win. So I was happy they got first. So then we could see the other two teams sweat it out some and actually, like, be nervous. And yeah, for Bion, it was basically Spencer and Kelly Wigglesworth doing the whole challenge because Kimmy couldn't hit those targets and Steven couldn't hit those targets. So basically, they were doomed from the start. And it was weird that Jeremy didn't do it.
Yeah, I thought sitting Jeremy out was an interesting choice. But like also part of it is I feel like Anchor appreciated the win a lot more than like either of the other tribes would have. Just 'cause like when you lose so much, like what did they say? Second place is like first place to us when they won the reward challenge. So sorry, that was a brief divergence from what we were actually talking about. But yeah, I feel like Spencer and Kelly, it was kind of like ironic because like they're the two people who did the most in the challenge, yet they're still the people on the chopping block by the end of it. So
Yeah, Ta Keo is still super pro, never losing. Like, that is a dream team, dream alliance. Interesting to see how that dream team, what happens next week.
there are still people on Ta Keo who have yet to go to tribal council. So that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, so tribal council, did they make the right move? We'll get into it.
Well, I was happy that this time they actually used the hashtag blindside hashtag appropriately, just because there was some time when we were iffy about their use of that hashtag.
Yeah, I mean, skipping to tribal, then we can go back to like the gameplay. But seeing their facial reactions, that was very funny. I think when they read like the Kelly and then Spencer, and then they read Kelly, you could see Kelly's face just drop, like, because then she would think she was going home. And then it was Monica, 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 and Monica's face. She was like, so stunned, and it was sort of funny. She was like looking around like what happened, and then Spencer and Kelly were like, oh my god, we're
And
not
I'm
going
reaching
home.
out to hold hands in my heart.
Yeah, it was like amazing. I think, I don't know, maybe it's like Tyson said in Blood versus Water, like he just likes seeing other people like suffer and cry. But it was sort of interesting seeing Monica's face, like what just happened. Like, she
Kimmy
got
looks
totally
so
blindsided.
guilty about it though. Like you were the one who orchestrated this whole thing. Don't make it look like you were an innocent bystander in this. Come on, man.
Yeah, I feel like Kimmy got really good confessionals tonight, but do you feel like voting out Monica might hurt her in the future? Because I feel like she's on the bottom of her Spencer or Steven and Jeremy alliance.
Yeah, I think like I feel like Kimmy made that decision more based on the fight that they had earlier and just their general personalities not working out as well more than like the actual need. to get Monica out for her gameplay, just because, like, I can't. It doesn't make sense to me, like, why an all-girls alliance would be threatening to Kimmy, because A, she is a girl, and B, Monica was suggesting that they vote out Spencer instead of Kelly, and it's not like she wanted to turn on one of the original Pions. She preferred to vote out Spencer over Kelly, which is one of the choices they were considering either way. So there wasn't a lot of logic that I saw in that move other than like emotional logic.
Yeah, it was really interesting because like Monica is thinking ahead, that might have frightened them, like she is out for herself, but like she still voted for Kelly Wigglesworth. Like even if you're thinking ahead, like if you can't get anyone to vote with you, like it doesn't hurt anyone. And like I guess to vote out Kelly Wigglesworth, like Kelly is like really strong in challenges, she does have alliances with the other people on the other tribes, like Ta Keo and stuff. So, yeah, they voted out Monica, which do you think that'll fracture the Bion 10?
I'm not sure, just because I feel like the Bion 10 might become the Bion 8 because they'll vote out Kimmy as like a like symbol of what happens when you mess with us, but I don't think that they're gonna like totally fracture just because the longer you can hang on to a majority alliance, the better.
Yeah, it will be interesting next. Okay, so next week it'll just split into 2 tribes. So then it'll be really interesting to see how these tribe dynamics split up once we know like who's split into which tribe and like who knows each other and who was in the original tribe, who was in the new tribe, and like just that kind of thing. So that'll be great to see.
It will be.
So I guess future next episode, so like this weekend, we'll do our predictions. Once we know the tribes, we'll talk about the person that is going to be leaving the game. Very sad second chance, being taken out of the game for family problems. And, in one of the previews, it showed an eating challenge, my favorite. It's fun to see them choke down those disgusting bugs.
I feel like the best strategy for that is just put it in your mouth and swallow. Like, don't even chew. But, anyways, that was a brief divergence from our topic. Again, but anyways, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for subscribing and commenting. It really makes our day. And our subscribers number is now in the double digits, which is really exciting for us. So we will see you guys this weekend.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.